Hi guys, my name's Craig, welcome to Small Farmer Life, and today we're going to talk about the importance of picking a niche when you first go into starting a small farm. But before we go any further with the video, I'd just like to thank you guys who donated to the PayPal link in the Facebook group Living the Small Farmer Life, so I can purchase a bit of software so I can make this channel a lot better and the videos a lot better experience for you guys when you watch them, and all you budding small farmers out there, or if you're just interested in small farming in general, then the videos will be a better experience overall for you guys to watch. And if you want to donate a couple of pounds, the link's still there on the Facebook group Living the Small Farmer Life. I've only got £40 to go before I can purchase that software, and then, well, the videos will get a lot better. But why do you need to niche down when you're starting a small farm? Now, we're not talking about picking a niche if you're purchasing a house and it's got 5 acres attached to that house. Then you can do whatever you want because you're not going for the right to live on that land. But let's say you're purchasing a piece of agricultural land with your intention of living on that land with your family in the future. Now, you might have already purchased a piece of agricultural land, and I know some of you guys have, or you're out there looking for some agricultural land to actually purchase. Now, we need lots of small farmers to get into the actual community of this channel, so please, if you're watching this video, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button if you want to see more upcoming videos, because small farms are better for the community than the large farms because they're just subsidised to the hilt, and the average age of these large farmers is 60 years of age, and not many people want to go into farming. But a lot of people want to start small farms and small holdings where they can grow produce or raise a certain type of animal, and if they're growing produce they might go to markets and farmers markets and that sort of thing, or start a farm shop, and it'll be a healthy lifestyle for them and the family. But on a large farm, it's all done by machinery and that sort of thing. Also, small farms employ a lot more people than larger farms. But that's something to talk about in another video. Now, why do you need to pick a niche when you're first starting out your small farm? Now, let's just say you've heard the phrase, jack of all trades, master of none. Well, that's what you're going to be when you're thinking about doing everything you can possibly do on a farm. So if you're thinking about growing every possible vegetable that you can possibly grow on a farm, that you can pick out your head, or raise every type of animal you can possibly raise on a small farm that you can think of, then for one, you're going to overexert yourself because you're going to be going backwards and forwards to each and every one of them. But you're not going to master all of them things in one go. You need to master one of those things, and then you can add to it later on. Like me, I've chosen poultry. So I breed pure breed poultry, and then I'm adding poultry housing, and then I'm selling poultry accessories and all sorts of things like that. But I'm adding other poultry breeds like ducks and quails just down there, and I've got guinea fowl, and I'll be adding lots more as the farm grows. And then once I've mastered the poultry side of the business, then I will start growing specialty mushrooms and that sort of thing. Now, I have got some niches here that I've actually chosen and think are really good niches to go into, so then stick around because I'll read a couple of them out here and now. Now, first one I think is a good niche to go into is breeding pedigree goats, because some of these goats go for over £1,000 each, and a female goat will give birth to 2 kids. Now, that is a good profit. Now, billies go for a lot less than females, but it wouldn't be long before you'd had a canny few females, and then you'd had a billy from another gene pool that you could breed with those females, and you can give them pedigree papers, you can get the genes tested on them, and if you can prove the 100% pedigree, well, you can get well over £1,000 for a pedigree goat. Or you might choose pygmy goats or bald goats. Now, even a pygmy goat, a billy pygmy goat can go for 150 to 250, and a female pygmy will go for about £500. And a bald goat will go for around about £500 a female, and a billy will go for about £250 also. Or you might choose to do all the goats together because you're picking that one group of animals. So that's an excellent niche to get into, and you don't need so much land to actually raise goats. You might need 3, 4, 5 acres, but that's not so much land for some of you guys who I know are looking for larger parcels of land, and there's not just 1 acre and that sort of thing. Now, you could think also of raising micro pigs. Micro pigs are becoming really popular throughout the country because people who've got pieces of land don't want a big pig, but they don't mind these little micro pigs. Now, these little micro pigs, when they have little piglets, they can have 4 to 6 to 7 little piglets, and each one of them's worth several £100s, and they're only about this big. Now, each one of them is worth several £100, so if let's say you got a litter of, I don't know, 5, let's say 5, there's £2,000. Now, if you had 10 female micro pigs, well, if they all gave birth once a year, that's not a bad profit from just the micro pigs. But then you could go into selling micro pig accessories like housing and beds and all that sort of thing. So you could build your business around the micro pig industry. Now, but there is some people out there who keep micro pigs in the house instead of cats and dogs. So they probably spend a lot of money on their actual pigs. So you need to think about that. Or you could do what I do and breed poultry. Breed pure breed poultry, sell the fertile hatching eggs, and then sell coops and all the drinkers and feeders and that sort of thing that goes along with it. And then you can add other poultry as you've nailed the pure breed poultry. You might want to buy in hybrid hens, which you can buy in at 16 weeks old and start selling them straight away. They already come fully vaccinated. Or you might have some free ranging also, and you can sell fresh free-ranging eggs to the local community, that sort of thing. So there's lots of things you can do with poultry also. Now, you can raise quails. I once read an article where a guy quit his Michelin star restaurant to raise quails, and he's doing really well. It was actually in a newspaper that I read the article. Now, quails are becoming really popular. The eggs are like a substitute for beef, and they look really cool when they're on salads in restaurants, and you can sell the birds for meat. And quails mature within 12 weeks and start laying eggs straight away, and they lay just as many eggs as a chicken does. Now, obviously the egg isn't as big as a chicken egg, but they do look really cool in restaurants and top-end restaurants. And if you raise those quails to the highest of standards out on pasture in soft netted pens, then you'll get the best price for them. So you could just concentrate your small farm around raising quails. If you do that, well, never know, it could turn into a massive business for you. And quails breed like crazy, so that's why you might want to go into raising quails. Ducks, why not start raising ducks? Now, I was shocked at the price of some ducks I seen when I was at the auctions. The pure breed chicken auctions also sell pure breed ducks, and a pair of pure breed ducks can go for £250. Now, I've built a pond down the bottom of my land so I can add ducks to my poultry farm, but I'm telling you, I can't wait to actually breed some of them because they are so expensive. I was shocked when I seen them. Now, people probably buy them for some ponds they've got in the garden and want some fancy ducks, and then you can get your general ducks like runner ducks and Peking ducks and all that sort of thing. But people still like ducks, and you can sell the fertile hatching eggs off them. You can sell the eating eggs off them. There's lots of things you can do around ducks. Also duck housing, duck accessories. So again, lots of things you can build around just that one niche. Now, let's say you wanted to raise bees. So you get several beehives and you start off with several beehives. Now, once you've got your bees in your several beehives, eventually they do want to swarm. So you breed some queens and then you can make more beehives. what could you run alongside beehives that makes a lot of money also and would be perfect for the bees? Well, if you've got several acres, you might want to plant flowers in those extra couple of acres you've got where the beehives aren't in, and the bees are going to have plenty of nectar so they can make honey, and you're going to have a lot of honey, and your flowers you can use to sell to local florists or crafts people who make crafts and dry them out and that sort of thing. Flowers is a massive industry. At the moment, obviously, the way things are, it's not, but flowers, huge industry, and they can sell really well. And around the outside of where you're growing the flowers, you might want to plant some trees. You might want to plant some Japanese acer trees. Go for fortune. Bamboo plants, potted bamboo, £50 a plant, and they grow pretty fast. And there's lots of different varieties you can grow. Now, you might want to, let's say, go into growing mushrooms. And we're not talking about button mushrooms here. We're talking about shiitake mushrooms. We're talking about oyster mushrooms. We're talking about lion's mane mushrooms. Now, mushroom mycelium is like what you use for beer. So it's just like yeast. It grows itself. So you don't have to keep buying seeds. You just get a little bit of the mycelium. It goes in a petri dish. It has to be kept at the optimal conditions, and it grows in the petri dish. And then you take it out the petri dish in little bits and bobs, and then you put it in a grain that's been pasteurized. And you can learn all about this on YouTube. I'm not going to give you a lesson on it, but I'm going to be doing that sort of thing when I nail my poultry side of my farm, because mushrooms go for a fortune and they don't travel very well. So if you can pick them really fresh and get them out overnight, then top-end restaurants will pay a good couple of quid for those mushrooms. Now, remember, guys, that you can just grow mushrooms and make a good living, because some people grow mushrooms in the cellar of their houses or in the lofts, and that's all they do. Or they've got a couple of containers and they just grow them in a couple of 40-foot containers, and that's enough to make them a good living. Now, same for microgreens. People grow microgreens under hydroponics. Now, if you've got a lot of land, then you might want to set up a couple of polytunnels to grow microgreens. And all a microgreen is any vegetable or salad like sunflower seeds or, I don't know, bean shoots, something like that, and it grows within 10 days. Now, you can either just sell microgreens, but what's best to go alongside microgreens? Salad beds. So you're just growing some different types of salads, and then you make salad bags up. Now, if you think about it, you've got salad beds, you've got your microgreens, and then you've got free-ranging hens. If you go to a farmer's market and you're selling bags of salad, then you can sell all your separate salads, and then your microgreens in salad bags mixed with a salad, or just mixed microgreens, that sort of thing. You can make lots of different products up out of just those little bits of produce that you're growing. It's amazing what you can do on a small farm. Guys, there's so much you can do, but you need to niche down. If you try to do each and every one of those things I've mentioned, and there's a lot more you can do on a small farm, then you're going to get overwhelmed and you're not going to master any of them. What you need to do is get one of them, pick one of them, and then master that actual part of the farm, then add to it as and when the farm grows, and you know you've got that nailed. It takes you an hour a day to sort that out. Now you're going to move on and do something else on the farm. Anyway, guys, that's why you need to niche down, because if you don't, the council will look at your business plan that you're just trying to start a small holding for you and your family so you can get out the rat race and that sort of thing, and then you're probably going to go and start a job. So why should they let you build a house on a piece of agricultural land, and they're not going to let you do it, and you're not going to pass the financial test that they're going to ask you to pass, because, well, you're not going to be a master of any of those trades. And if all of the things go to pot because you aren't putting all the energy into one part of the farm, then you could be knackered. Anyway, guys, my name's Craig. You've been watching The Small Farmer Life. Thanks again to all you guys who donated. If you want to subscribe, it's your choice. If you want to see more upcoming farm videos, we've got lots to talk about, especially how to market that produce and everything else, planning out your farm, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Then hit the bell button. Until next time, if you like the video, hit the like button. My name is Craig, you've been watching The Small Farmer Life. Take care of yourself, and most of all, take care of the family. Bye for now. See ya.